Let's bring in General Joseph Votel, former CENTCOM commander and retired four-star general. General, welcome to you. Give us your fresh perspective and analysis on this moment. And do you see this holding based on what you're hearing from the president and the vice president?
Thanks, Andrew. It's good to be with you again. It's good that there's some progress being reported from both sides in terms of this, and certainly we're beginning to move forward on some of the big issues, beginning to address some of the technical details. Creating a roadmap, a high-level committee to kind of help supervise all of this, and then getting some deconfliction measures in place. Those are all good initial steps to get going on this. But I think it's important for people to understand there is a long way to go in this. There are some very deep underlying issues that have to be resolved. That's what this 60-day period is designed to do. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done as we move forward.
On that deconfliction, Vice President Vance weighed in specifically on that earlier today, on ensuring that the proper coordination is set up. Listen.
We also wanted to build a mechanism, a similar mechanism for deconfliction for the regional ceasefire. But we wanted to make sure that we had the proper coordination set up so that if there is shooting, if Hezbollah fires at Israel or if Israel responds, if there are other conflicts that arise in the region, we're actually talking to each other and figuring out how to stop the shooting.
He's clearly trying to lay out so we understand what they have agreed upon. Does that sit well with you?
Yeah, no, I think this is a good idea. Hopefully this is occurring at the diplomatic level, but it's also important to happen at the military level, so that we can make some assessments about what is happening and try to de-escalate things very, very quickly as they get up. So I think these types of deconfliction mechanisms are really important steps to take as we move forward.
Now, on letting those inspectors in, we just heard from President Trump on that just a moment ago. But first, this is J.D. Vance specifically on that earlier today. Listen.
The Iranians have agreed to invite IAEA inspectors back into their country. That is a major milestone for the American people and the first step in permanently denuclearizing or permanently ending a nuclear weapons program in Iran.
So as there are so many questions about that, General, President Trump himself sending out a Truth Social to back that up moments ago, saying, quote, everybody's fully aware that Iran will agree to have major weapons inspections in order to ensure nuclear honesty long into the future. Do you have faith in that, General?
Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to see as we go forward. Certainly getting the inspectors back in there is an important initial step. It'll help us understand what the situation is, so we can inform this going down the line. But again, what's really, really critical to all of these negotiations we're having is the establishment of some levels of trust between the Iranians and the Americans. There's not much there right now, so we've got to start taking steps like deconfliction cells, like getting inspectors on the ground, like getting a framework and a pathway, an agreed pathway to move forward with. Then we can begin to build a level of trust that actually allows us to move forward and hopefully turn this into something that's more durable.
Clearly, the timing of President Trump's Truth Social about the inspection process is hitting, as there are some who are skeptical of this process and how it's going to play out. This was General Jack Keane reacting to J.D. Vance earlier on the IAEA going into the country. Listen.
They have been manipulated by Iran for years. I'm not saying they shouldn't come, but we need to have U.S. inspectors qualified to do this, military and civilian, nuclear experts on the ground who are there at the president's orders carrying out what his goals are, not the IAEA, who is easily manipulated by the Iranian thugs.
So I'll give you a final thought on that. I mean, why not? Why not send U.S. inspectors in there? Why shouldn't this be part of the deal?
Well, maybe at some point they can certainly do that. My experience with the IAEA is a little bit different, I think, than General Keene's. From my time as a CENTCOM commander, we had a lot of trust in the reporting that we were getting from them. Of course, this was while the JCPOA was still in place. So, we'll have to see as we move forward. As these next 60 days begin to play out, maybe that will be a factor, and maybe we will be able to get American inspectors as part of the IAEA teams. I mean, I think that would be a good idea. If we could do that, certainly give some confidence to our side and allow us to verify what is exactly happening.
General Joseph Votel, always appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good to be with you. Thank
All
you.
right.